Hi, and welcome to Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny show. Now, I'm clairvoyant and I'm also a medium, so we connect to spirit in our readings as well as looking at your life and looking at the future prospects that may be coming up for you and whatever is going around you now. And that's important, isn't it? We need to focus on the present, really sort of take a little dip into the recent past and then project forward a little bit into the near future. Now, to do that, I always use my cards. These are great. These are tarot cards, but they're romantic ones. So we go back a little bit in the past with these. These go to the Victorian era, and you've got this very sort of romantic type of characters that are depicted on the cards. But as with all the tarot, we are talking about the journey that we're on, and each of the characters will tell us a little bit more about the person that we're with at the moment or who we may be about to meet, or our family members, business colleagues, and sometimes just all about ourselves. So we can look forward to seeing quite a few more cards during the show. I will also like, I really like to do this. I like to connect to angels and get a little bit of a message here. And these are angel cards, Doreen Virtues, and this one is brilliant. It's all about abundance, and that's what we all want in our lives, whether it's abundance financially, emotionally, mentally, physically. We want everything. We all want everything, don't we? We want to have that adorable idea in our minds that life can be good. We don't have to work ourselves into the ground. We just have to make sure that we've got a good balance, that we're working, we're earning money, we're being kind and gentle to friends, we're interested perhaps in spirit grieving, those ones that have passed over, the psychic, the paranormal, and what may be there for us in the future. So abundance is a great card to get, and it's one of those pictures as well that tells us that we can really put out some of our intentions and cosmic orders for ourselves and say, well, we want a little bit of abundance. You know, we want to have that coming now into our lives for this year. We're right at the time of the year to do that. We've had major astrological shifts, which I'm sure you know all about, which happened this last weekend. So it is a time to stand up for yourself and also be prepared to really work hard towards your goals, but set your goals, set your intentions, and if you're not happy, with life as it is at the moment, if you don't really like the people that are surrounding you and you're not that committed to personal relationships, then you can change it. Everybody has the will and the power to do that. So changing your mind is absolutely allowed, and changing your career path also is to you. Whatever you want to do, whatever you feel you can achieve the most in your lifetime and in your future path. So, we're going to take some callers here on our show, and I'm also going to look into the crystal ball, which a lot of you really like because we can see certain images in the crystal ball and certain hues, and it gives us a little bit more depth into the readings that I do for you. So here, the crystal ball will just show you really where you can be looking into that future path. So it's a very, very positive um, tool to use for clairvoyance. This one is obsidian with some amethyst in it. So it's all about protection, all about keeping you on track. And we're going to illuminate that a little bit later into the show, so we can see a little bit more. So we've got Tiffany now who's coming through on the line. Hello there, Tiffany. You're through to Eleanor Grace. How are you? Hello, is she there? Uh, I think we've lost her. the connection. Now, great connections is what we're all about. So sometimes we do get interrupted, don't we? So we'll see what Tiffany has in her pathway as we're connecting now into that connection. I'm wondering as well how many of you in the last few weeks have experienced a little bit more of your own psychic energy. And that's something that we'll be talking about in a little while. Hello, Tiffany. Are you through to Eleanor Grace now?
Yes, I am.
Hello there, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome to the show. This is my Psychic Destiny show. I'll be doing a little mini reading for you, Tiffany. And I just want you to relax a bit. I feel as though everything's really busy and going at 100 miles an hour. And, you know, your life must be reflecting that at the moment. Maybe it's just the day today. It could just be that energy is bursting forth here. I'm connecting to it straight away and I'm going to take a card. So is that you? Have you been rushing today? Got the Wheel of
Yes,
Fortune for you.
yes.
Tiffany? Okay. Well, your card for today and for this reading is very significant. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's all about taking control, changing your pathway a little bit, actually, and expecting and demanding some changes for yourself. I think you need them, and you need to be able to ascertain what is the most positive route for you. Um, the Wheel of Fortune goes up, goes down, and this is now on an upward trajectory for you. So I think that you can ask for almost anything here, Tiffany, at the moment. And that's a really positive card to start with, to start your reading with. Now, we're just going to take another one. Here's my Victorian cards here, which I've shown you. So we'll just do a random selection. Stay, look at this one here. Ooh, well, that's important. This one is the Magician. It's a card about unexpected developments and changes. We've already had those changes, they've come in with the Wheel of Fortune, but the Magician is now standing by. So when you have these two cards together, what you are really going to experience is sudden changes, quite a bit of drama attached to the next few days and the next few weeks, and the unexpected element. Now, let me see if we can pull a card here to see exactly what the unexpected element might be. So let's see now. Ah, right. We have a successful man riding high in his intentions, his aspirations. So there's an unexpected development that is about to take place in your life, Tiffany, which is around the man that you're projecting a lot of energy towards. Now, this is a person who does feel as though he's quite elevated in his life. He's got a good status about him, and he thinks quite a lot of himself as well, but he's entitled to. He has worked hard, he has done well. So I feel that this is where you're sort of looking up to this person and thinking, there's a question here on my mind. Do I want to engage with him? Do I want to know a lot more about him? Do I want to travel further in my journey with him by my side? So let's have a look at that, shall we, first of all, Tiffany? Are you in a relationship now? Because I have this man almost approaching you. So it's not certain here in your reading whether you are clear about who you really want to be with. Now, is that true? Hello there, Tiffany. I think we've lost that connection again with Tiffany, but let's just see exactly where we are going to in the crystal ball. So we'll take a little look into the crystal. This is giving us that sense of direction as well, that sense of greatness that could be there in this reading now. Oh, it's going to illuminate it now. Let me see. Oh, well, here you can see that amethyst, can't you? You can see the amethyst that is shining through. And you've also got some uh, obsidian here. So there's protection and there's love here in your heart, Tiffany, and there's excitement as well. I feel that there's a lot of challenges, quite a few changes that are going to be around you, and that you will be feeling as though everything is just sort of perfect. It's really happening in the right way. Now, I'm looking into the crystal, there's water that's here. Be careful that you don't dig in too deeply with your emotions. Be careful that you don't get overwhelmed either with perhaps a sense of duty or perhaps also being a little undermined at times. But that can come with being overwhelmed as well. It doesn't actually have to be a case of, oh dear, under the under the cosh here. But I do feel that this is now a really important time for you, and you will master this relationship, and you are going to make the best of the effort. Don't forget about the changes. Wheel of Fortune is always going to bring in surprises, but it's always pleasant. Pleasant surprises, so take advantage. And I wish you well with your reading. Don't forget your cards here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, Magician, and this man. And if you want to know any more about your reading and would like to look a little bit more in depth, then go to my website, gracedestiny.com. You can order an email reading where you get your questions answered in writing, and you can pay for that in dollars as well. So you can order that online on the Psychic Store. Or you can also book a reading with me and have a private reading one-to-one on Skype or any other virtual platform. So that is gracedestiny.com. So hopefully we can catch up and dig a little deeper, I think, Tiffany, and you might like that. Some surprises are definitely in store for you next year. Well, this year now, it's 2024. What am I thinking about? Okay, so I think we've got Karen on the line now. Hello, Karen. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello there. Hi. Welcome, welcome, Karen, to my Psychic Destiny show. I'm Eleanor Grace, and I'm a natural clairvoyant and medium. I'm from London. So we're going to have a look at you, Karen, and really see exactly what is coming through for you. Firstly, I'm going to take a card because you've got this big year ahead. I feel as though it's quite momentous. And I also will say to you that you've got a brick wall in front of you at the moment, and you can't see past it really. It just seems to be that momentous feeling of being a bit overwhelmed, perhaps wanting to take the next step, climb over this wall. And every time you attempt to do that, it seems to get taller and taller, wider and wider. You can't go around it. You can't burst your way through it either. Is that true? Is that how you're feeling, Karen?
Yes. Yes, it is
Well,
actually.
it's horrible, isn't it? It's sort of, "Ooh,
Yeah.
how am I going to do this? How am I going to, just get
Yeah, where do I even
past
start?
this?" Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a look and see what the cards are saying to you. And again, just going to pick one at random. Let's see what we've got here. Um, okay. Let's see what that's. Oh, right. Okay. Well, you've drawn the Fool card. And this is in the tarot, not a foolish position for you to be in, but it absolutely indicates that you're at the beginning of a new journey. So, this wall that has been so prominent here, and this overwhelming feeling almost has to be there for you to make a change and for you to be able to identify really what is happening in your emotions, and also external circumstances around you. It's not just about what you are doing, it's what
Mm.
other people are influencing you, or circumstances, external influences. So let's look at how we're going to maneuver. This is go back to the beginning, start again. Don't think that you've lost or that you failed. You haven't. You're being given here a new route. Now, there's some magical elements that are going to come in that help you with that and take you on another journey. And this is about your life path and your life journey. And you're about to enter a new one. And that's really important. You can't fail with this. So I've just taken this card here for you. This is the card of the Empress. Now, what you really, really need is some negotiation skills, and that's what's going to come in. Here is another card which is drawn with it, and this is you sailing away to another prosperous position somewhere else, another location. So you
Mm.
have to negotiate your way now into this next phase in your life, but it's a very positive phase. And I'm going to take an angel card as well, just so that we can see together exactly what it is that the angels want to give you, want
Mhm.
to say. Let's have a look and let's see what your message is. So again, we're just going to randomly go here. Ah, right, okay. So you're being told here, ask for help from others.
Mm.
So other individuals will be there to guide you and to assist you. Now, we're not going to say, look, please can you give me, a job, relationship, or can you just answer my call? That is not what the intention is in this card. But what we are going to do is say, okay, I'm starting again, I'm clearing the decks, I'm, getting a new sheet of paper, I'm going to be able to write my own story all over again within limits because you've already got responsibilities, commitments, and you have to make responsible decisions. And that's
Mhm.
what I feel that this is all about. But with this card here being the devil card, it is about a woman who has to negotiate. So you have to call it now. You have to decide exactly what it is that you want. You can't go forward, there's a brick wall there. You have to go around it or turn around, turn left, turn right, or go backwards. Now, I'm not seeing you going backwards. I am seeing you going in a direction that is masked. So this is private, confidential for you. And I feel that that's going to come into your life as well, and that you can really be seeing magical changes. So it's the element of surprise, and you just have to push a few buttons in order to get that sort of doorway opening. And I think it's on
Mhm.
all levels as well for you, Karen. I think that it is going to be affecting various aspects of your life. I am getting a daughter. Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it just the one daughter? Because seems to be very prominent here.
I have a daughter and a son. Yeah, one daughter.
Yeah, one daughter. Okay. She is going to be your major concern, I think. Nothing wrong with her, no problems with your daughter, but I think it's
Mhm.
her consideration that you will be taking into account. So, with the cards that you've drawn, I will say that you're looking to move and it's moving forward onto a more exciting adventure, and I think that's going to affect you in very positive ways. So moving maybe into a new location or a new role as well in work that gives you additional responsibility, but also additional income. And it's a challenge. And I think that you are feeling as though a challenge will be appropriate for you. Perhaps you're a bit bored at the moment. You want to stop what you're doing, turn around and take on different skills and use
Mhm.
skills that you have got that you didn't realize that you had. And they're blossoming now, so they're coming to the fore. And your daughter is very similar to you and very much a focus on your mind. So your relationship now, um, I'm seeing that there's tensions, and I feel there's tensions because there's water here in your reading, and negotiations, and that's, often the scale of negotiations. So it goes from arguments and it moves into reconciliations, and it is all of that wonderful pattern of two people really deciding upon what they're going to do with each other. So is that your situation, Karen, or are we looking into recent past? Because I feel that there's already been a movement forward. Is that true?
Yeah. I say recent and recent past, both of them. Yeah.
So, is that the argument? Have you reached a
Yeah. Yes.
reconciliation? Yeah, okay. Have you reached a reconciliation point yet, or is that something that, we've abandoned possibly?
At the moment, yeah, yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out how to get back back on track.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you have to stop what you're doing, which is the brick wall
Mhm.
that I've got here, turn
Yes.
around and go back to the beginning again and think about what you wanted in the first place. That's the
Mhm.
message I think that's really important for you. What do you want? Do you want to battle? Do you want to have this battle in life and
Mhm.
struggle, or do you want to change it so that you can make it, you can make things happen in a way that are sensible and that actually provides the stability for your children too. And that I think
Mhm.
is very important. I see your daughter being very, very proud of you. And that's unusual, isn't it, from one who's younger looking at a parent? But she is going to be. And I think you're giving her just cause to allow for that emotion to come through. So I can see her wanting and demanding maybe a different sort of future to what you're expecting, and give her a few years. But there's a lot of pride there, and you really feeling as though you've got such a close bond, and that's really very powerful for you. There's also spirit here, I have to say, Karen. I've got a man who is standing really tall. That's often a very good friend, by the way, and a spiritual guide. So it may not be a person who's passed over, but I'm just looking at the scene that I've created for you, which is where your brick wall is and where you're standing and how you want a ladder, to perhaps climb over that wall. So there's part of you that's still very determined, Karen, to stay on track. And you are being given this now. Turn around and go right back to the beginning. Think about when you first met your partner, think about when you first started out on a career path, think about your decision to live where you're living. And all of those decisions that are past decisions are powerful and can change. And you're being given the route to do that. And that's quite a magical sort of situation, and one that you can hold in your heart as being very powerful for you. So let's just quickly have a look at the crystal, because the crystal for me is very important here because of the protection that you've got. Mm. I don't feel that you're going to be unhappy. There's no unhappiness here. This is all about you taking initiatives. And if you go right here to the center, you will see a lot of, it's like melting water that I can see. There's this sort of smudge of a lake in the center, and the waterfall is there. There's lots of abundance coming your way. Good times are happening, and you will be feeling centered and ready for challenges as you go forward this year. The guide, your spirit guide, I feel that this is like an angel who has come down to a certain level with you, is very protective of a man in your life in spirit. Is your father passed over, Karen?
No, not my
Uh,
father, but my
who's,
best friend. He was an
uh,
older male.
okay, okay. Well, did he treat you like a bit of a father figure? I mean, was
Yes,
he
he
okay?
was a father
That's
figure, best friend, everything.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's reaching out to you today. He really is, and um, I've got a sense of strangling. I don't think that he did that to himself, but I feel as though he couldn't use his voice. He couldn't say what he needed to say to people. So he felt very restricted, I think, and didn't didn't mean to pass over either. He couldn't do anything about it. But anyway, whatever
Yeah.
circumstances he felt were there, um, he wants to say sorry. He does want to say sorry he's not with you, and sorry he's not by your side and linking your arm. Going to a wedding, is there a friend's wedding, a mutual friend? Is showing me a wedding. So you'll have to
Right. I'm not sure.
wait. Okay, well, you have to wait to see on that one. But when that
Okay.
wedding happens, when you go, I don't think it's very far away. Certainly next year, this year, sorry, keeps it. I'm not still in 23. This year, you will see that he's with you. He's by your side. There's an initial of R as well that I'm getting here in your crystal ball. Is there anybody in spirit with the initial of R around you, Karen?
Maybe a Robert.
Yeah. Who is he?
He was a friend that passed away.
So is he the friend that has come through, that has passed?
No, that would be a different friend, but actually
Okay.
him, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
did they know? Okay. Did they know each other? That's what
No.
I'm asking. Okay. Well, they're coming from different spaces. There's one that's in like a kaleidoscope of light, and then there's one spirit that is standing very strong. So I'm going to say to you that both of those gentlemen who have passed, sending their love to you and their protection to you and letting you know
Thank
that
you.
they're there. And I wish you well. And Karen, don't be afraid to take big choices, big gambles, big decisions this year, because they're going to pay off. Brilliant year for you. So there we are. I've been Eleanor Grace, and thank you to both of my callers for their free readings here. And I will see you again next week. And I'm in London. You can go to my website, book a reading with me, an email reading, or perhaps just have a look around. And it's gracedestiny.com. So there we go. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.